everyone, welcome to my channel, Kindred Souls of Brooklyn. And folks, what holiday would be complete without a nice reminiscing video about one of the greatest department stores and Christmas stores that ever existed in Brooklyn. Of course, I'm talking about Germain's, which was on 5th Avenue and 15th Street, just a stone's throw from where I grew up. In fact, I went there every single year to see Santa Claus, and that's even where I found out there was no Santa Claus. But that's a cool story that I'll tell you during the video. So stay tuned for a great reminiscing video about Germain's and the wonderful store that it was. So I'm here in Sarasota, Florida, and of course I love my Brooklyn, and we're down here for 2.5 years. But one of the happiest memories I have of being a child, of course we grew up on Prospect Avenue between 10th and 11th, is going to Germain's. And you know, it was a regular department store. They had food there, but my favorite time of year of going there was the holiday season, because they used to have the toys in the basement. They would do Santa Claus, I believe it was upstairs. They had a whole kind of like the way A&S used to do it, a whole like North Pole type of village up there. And let me tell you, going there as a kid, it's probably one of the earliest memories I have. And it's actually a funny one. I'll tell you a funny story about going there to see Santa Claus. My birthday is December 24th. And this was, I never forget, it was 1970. So I was all set to be 5 years old. It was probably, I think we had seen Bread Knobs and Broomsticks in the movie theater, which I'm a big Disney guy, so that came out December 13th, 1970. So I remember seeing that shortly thereafter. So that's why I'm pinpointing the time pretty well. But my mom, because I was born December 24th, and I was her youngest, and the last one that she had, of course, she wanted to get one more Christmas out of it. My mom loved Christmas. I love Christmas. So we went to Germain's, and we went in there, and of course, Brooklyn is a very diverse place. And it was, of course, you know, 1970, the Vietnam War was still going on, civil rights movement was still going on. You had peace and love, women's rights, all that great stuff. And we went into Germain's, and of course, I, in my mind, you know, of course, my friends, you know, Brooklyn friends, we all kind of had our suspicions. None of us were any dummies, but I kind of thought there was maybe no Santa Claus, but wasn't exactly sure. Pretty much thought so. And we went in there, and when we walked up to the gentleman, I guess he was a little burned out. I mean, I've worked retail most of my life, so I have heartstrung, you know, feelings for the guy. Could totally get what it is to have all these people coming at you. But when we walked up to him, he asked my mom, he said, "Oh, ma'am, how can I help you?" So my mom turned around and said, "We're here to see Santa Claus." So what response you think the guy came out with was, "Which one?" Because apparently they had a white Santa Claus, a black Santa Claus, and a Spanish Santa Claus there. And you know, I don't remember the interaction with Santa Claus. I mean, I guess it was good, but all I remember is my mom getting annoyed. I mean, my mom's Irish, I guess, came up at that point. And she said, "What are you talking about, which Santa Claus? He's not even 5 years old. What are you doing?" Guy goes, "Oh, geez, I'm sorry. So I don't even remember which Santa Claus we went to see. I mean, my mom was very progressive. My mom had all kinds of friends. We lived in Brooklyn, so I don't think it really mattered which ones we saw. That's what probably was another thing that probably annoyed the heck out of her. But I don't know. I remember going to see Santa, and I mean, for me, I was kind of, I guess, a spoiled kid. You know, my being my birthday was on the 24th. I had to wait all year for presents, but which is not really true. When my mom bowled, she used to get me a little present when she'd win at bowling, which is pretty often. But anyway, I used to get double presents, and the way we ran it was, my birthday was on the 24th. We did Christmas Eve. We did my birthday first. I opened my birthday presents, and then we did the Christmas presents. But I digress. Let's keep talking about Germain's. I'm going to put up here now a couple of pictures of Germain's, and sadly, I don't really have many. You know, another reason why I'm doing this video is there is literally nothing out there on Germain's. I researched, I'll put the guy's name up here now. He's a guy who, when I looked up Germain's, he was actually the grandson of the founders of Germain's. And he died, I believe he lived to 88 years old. I'll put it up here right now. But he worked in Germain's as a younger guy, and then he went on and did his own thing. And you'll see the little caption. But there was next to nothing on Germain's. I mean, I literally searched every website that I could think of to find pictures of Germain's, to find anything about Germain's. Now, I know where it was. It was on 5th Avenue and 9th Street. I'm sorry, not 5th Avenue, 9th Street. 5th Avenue and 15th Street. And I do believe that it became a key food after that. And the reason I know that is because my sister's husband's Tom, who's now passed on, big shout out to Tom, he was a great guy. He actually worked in that Key Food, and I believe he fell down. You know, they put those metal things up there to bring the food in. I think he fell down that one time. Well, he definitely broke his arm and needed a couple of pins in there, and that happened in Key Food. And of course, long before people sued places, he probably would have gotten some money, but he was a great guy. Just, they paid for his medical bills. I think that was it. But that's how I know it was where the Key Food was. But it was a great store, and everyone I talk to talks about how their great memories are of that, but it doesn't seem like anybody's got pictures of it. So if somebody out there's got some pictures, please send them to me. You can send them to me at abonner@aol.com, or we run a foundation. It's called wafflesfoundation@gmail.com. We started that for my son, but I have a couple of pictures that I'm going to put up here now. One is of Fifth Avenue, when they used to put up the stars. They still do it. They used to do it, wait till after Thanksgiving, put up the holiday decorations. So here's a picture of that I'll put up right now. Here's a picture of the holiday decorations. And the next picture that you see here is a picture of just a random picture I found online of, was from 1951, apparently. Somebody going to see Santa Claus at Germain's. So unfortunately, that's about it. So I wanted to put something on tape, I guess you could call, or out there about Germain's, because we had a store on 236 Prospect Park West, a Hallmark store, and I'd like to think that some of the things why we stayed around so long, because we instituted some of those things maybe that we learned going to Germain's, I don't know, but it was a great store, and everybody I talked to has wonderful memories of it. They even had food there, apparently, and I heard the food was kind of like a Woolworths type of deal with the food, and I heard that they kind of did some closeouts, but it was apparently a really top-notch operation, and I really couldn't tell you, I wish I could, as to why they closed, what happened. Like I was telling you, I know the grandson went on his own and did work on his own, so apparently he wasn't involved in it. So I imagine the people got older, and maybe someone else took it over, and it was mismanaged. Again, I'm going to rely on you guys for this one, because usually I do a lot of heavy research in my videos, and I'm able to find things, and I like to, you know, bring out things that are maybe a little less known. But sorry to say, I don't know too much about the place. So anyway, I just think it's nice to remember a place like that, even though we don't know a lot about it. And if you guys send me some information, I will be more than happy to do a video, another video on Germain's, talking about how it was there. I mean, I believe the prices were very reasonable. I never heard that it was expensive. It was a neighborhood place. And you know, you guys got to remember, if anybody younger out here is watching the video, you got to realize that people really didn't shop outside of their neighborhoods in those days. I mean, I'm talking about when I was, you know, like 1970, or even it probably closed, I'd say, before 75, but people just didn't shop outside their neighborhoods in those days. I mean, we had King's Plaza in Brooklyn, and if you ventured out to the Staten Island Mall, that was a lot. But maybe we went to Red's Pool Supplies, and maybe some of these things are ringing a bell for some of you people out there. But you shopped in your neighborhood, and that was your neighborhood store. You know, a lot of people didn't have cars. We used the subway. I mean, we had a car, thankfully, but it just was a different world. So for us, for Park Slope, Germain's kind of was our world. It was our department store. Yeah, we did go downtown Brooklyn. We went to Abraham and Straus. There was the Corvettes back there in those days, one on Bay Parkway. I used to love the record section in Corvettes. There was Woolworth, of course, that was wonderful. But that was pretty much it. You know, we didn't go venturing off to Long Island and things like that. You know, people didn't have destination weddings, and you pretty much stayed generally in your area. Maybe you went to high school in a different place, and maybe college was the whole big thing, but you'd go somewhere different. But for us, pretty much, and that's why I think Germain's has so much of a history. And of course, with all that stuff in mind, it was all neighborhood people that worked in Germain's. You know, you had all people, you might have had, you know, your teacher's brother working in there, or you had your cousin in there or something like that. It was a lot of people's first job. So that's why I think it's so endearing. So that's why I wanted to do a video on this, and at least put something out there on YouTube, because there's literally nothing on YouTube, almost nothing on the internet. You even Googled it. So again, if you guys want to send me some stuff, some stories, that'd be awesome. I really appreciate that. Alrighty, folks. So as we see another sunset here, indication that there's another day ending on planet Earth. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Please drop me a comment, especially on this video, because I don't know anything about Germain's much, just some little memories. And folks, if you have a musical instrument you want to donate, that'd be wonderful, because we run a foundation. We donate musical instruments to kids who can't afford them. You can contact me at wafflesfoundation@gmail.com, and everything's tax deductible because we're a legitimate 501c3. We'll give you a receipt and everything. So thank you for joining me. Love you guys. It's the beginning of the holidays. Happy holidays to all. And I'm going to say Merry Christmas, because I believe we should still say Merry Christmas when it's appropriate. So take care of yourselves. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care now.